after that, the year after, in 2011, I went to Ibiza for first time. Like all my friends, they were telling me like, if you like this music, you should go there. And
Sure.
and everyone was talking about the energy, the special energy that you can feel in Ibiza as well. And I was like, yeah, sure, I want to go and see what's that.
Amazing.
So I went to Ibiza for 2 weeks holidays.
Yeah.
And then I supposed to go back to Barcelona. I was living in Barcelona before Ibiza. And well, I lost my flight 3 times before going back to Barcelona. So that's something really common in Ibiza. It's one of the places in the world with the biggest amount of flight loss.
Flights.
Yeah. So, and
So
well,
you did eventually go home. You didn't just stay.
Yeah.
The
But
whole
after
time.
that, I knew that I was like, I want to live here. I wanna live this experience like of being in the island for a long time.
You knew you wanted to stay. So you went back to Barcelona and prepared to kind of make a life change to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then in 2012, I decided to move to Ibiza.
And did you have a job or like before you went, or you just were like, I'm going, we'll figure it out?
Well, it was a little bit like that, but I also had some contacts because before going to Ibiza, I was working in El Row in Barcelona.
Okay. All right.
I was doing like promotion and stuff like that for El Row.
Amazing.
They are so big right now. Like they're huge. It's so nice to remember those times, like 10 years ago, and it was completely different but beautiful at the same time. So yeah, I had some contacts from there, and I went to Ibiza, but with nothing, you know. I was like, okay, I'm going for a month and see what happened there, and otherwise I'll be back in Barcelona and everything is okay, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
so you gave yourself a month.
I was so lucky, and Ibiza opened the doors for me in a magic way, and was like super nice those 7 years, like working directly in the music industry, promoting, doing pictures and videos and graphic design for artists and brands, and I don't know, a lot of things.
So this is something that I was going to ask you. So you're not just a DJ. So photography and graphic design, these are pretty big skills. Are these areas that you were studying before you got into electronic music, or?
I study graphic design, but everything else with photography and videography, I learned it by my own. I always been passionate about arts and stuff like that, and I was like, I just started to do it and improving on the way, you know.
Yeah, amazing.
And
so do you want to tell us a little bit about, like, you were working for some pretty big brands, some pretty amazing underground groups in Ibiza. How did you kind of get your flow? Who did you work with? What were some highlights?
Well, the first year I arrived there, I was working for Cadenza, the label of Luciano. Was like, well, Luciano was one of the first DJs that I saw, and I was like, wow, so much. I got so much inspiration from him. I really love it. I really love his sound, and he was one of the reasons why I went to Ibiza as well, because his music and his performance, I don't know, really inspired me a lot. And
it's such a beautiful label. So how did you manage to kind of, did you pursue that actively, or did that just magically kind of come together?
I knew the people who was working with them, one of the tour managers and people managing Luciano as an artist. So I just sent them my pictures, my portfolio a little bit, and they got me into Vagabundos, the party of Luciano in Pacha in that time. And I was doing like pictures for the promo team and promoting at the same time. So that was something that really like opened the doors for me, because allowed me to like know a lot of people really well connect inside of the industry. And then I think the rest was because my work. I mean, like if you show excellence on what you do, you're always gonna have work with that, you know. So
for sure. And so I mean, obviously you're doing work, but at the same time being inspired by, you know, some of your favorite artists and the creativity of like that party, their visuals and everything, their art, you know, the kind of immersive nature of that kind of brand. So you're working hard. What does a hard day's work look like?
Well, I'm always been a hard worker, so I don't know. And when you do
but I mean, you were doing multiple roles, so presumably.
You mean nowadays, or
no,
back in the day?
Yeah, back in those days, like
Well, in that time I wasn't DJing. I started to learn in 2016, like 4 years after. So in that time I was just like working, doing photography and promoting.
Yeah.
And the season at Ibiza is just like 6 months.
Yeah.
So you really work like during those 6 months.
Yeah.
And then you have the rest of the time of the year for, I don't know, maybe invest time in a project or go to travel, something like that.
Yeah.
But during this 6 months, it's like you work really hard. Like there's no time on the day. You just like go from one place to another.
Yeah.
And yeah, that it is.
But did it feel like work, or were you just so enjoying yourself most of the time?
I think it's more enjoying myself, yeah, and doing what I like, yeah.
Okay, so you preemptively answered one of my other questions. You started DJing in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so where were you then?
I was in Ibiza.
Yeah. And so did you get an opportunity to play there?
Just with friends or like house parties, you know, between friends. But everything as a DJ started here in Melbourne for me.
Amazing.
Wow. But yeah, I think I got all the inspiration in Ibiza, and I was promoting, so my job with photography and promotion was like always being there in so many events every day.
Absorbing.
So I saw so many big artists during 7 years.
Yeah.
6 months every year, Monday to Monday.
Yeah.
So I think, I started my music collection there.
It's getting into you on a cellular level.
Exactly. And then I was
beautiful.
like, I want to learn. I want to put my tracks together, because what I was feeling when I was listening DJ that I like, for example, I was like, sometimes these tracks that touch you, you know?
Yeah.
Somehow I was like, I was feeling that deeply.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would like to make this one day, you know, like tell my story, send my message through music, or just sharing the music that it clicked me.
Yeah.
Right? So, that's how it happened. And I started to learn. I was like sharing a house with people who was already connect with music as well. So we bought all the equipment and we started to learn at home. That's how it happened.
Perfect. And so you've only just started DJing out, like in Melbourne, because we've been locked in our houses for a year and a half. But already, your career is really kicking off. So tell us what have been some highlights, like having just sort of fairly recently started to play out. What have been some big highlights for you, or how has it been thus far?
I don't know. It's just like everything, it has happened so fast to me, you know, because I did my first gig on March last year, and then a couple of them after. But then we got into lockdown again, so it was a weird year. And ever since last November, it has been when I start to get a lot of gigs, and
it's only a couple of months.
Yeah.
I can't believe that. So I saw you first playing at Eat the Beat, maybe December.
Yeah.
So are you talking about that November or the November before that?
That November.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
actually, was everything started again on the 6th of November. I went to play at Section 8 that day.
Yeah.
With Tokyo Love Hotel, and after that day it has been like
non-stop.
Yeah. So good.
So for me, I just, you know, like I like to think I'm a good DJ.
You are.
And then I you've got to love yourself, or else, you know, it doesn't make much sense to ask other people. Listen to me, I'm not that good, but and then Lily played after me, who I really look up to as well, amazing artist. And then she was like, "Oh, come and see Scarlett." So sorry, APOLETT. I'm giving away your secret.
You're right.
And I mean, you know, in the context of that party, just kind of going in to check in a side room, and I was like, wow, who is that?
Oh,
like,
After that,
I was like, oh my god. So obviously a lot of people have felt that as well and booked you for lots of parties. So you kind of gone like, what do your weekends look like now, only a couple months in?
Well, since we started this year, it has been like non-stop every weekend, like 1, 2, 3 gigs per weekend.
Amazing.
So yeah, it has been
Congratulations.
super busy. Thank you so much.
It's kind of like a long like incubation period, and then
yeah, totally.
gone from nothing to everything. So is it feeling good or is it feeling too much? How are you?
Oh, it's feeling so good.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's like during those almost 2 years of lockdown. Well, my family in Spain, they were like, "Come on, you should come back here.
Sure.
I mean, look what's happening in the world.
Sure.
Come back here with your family." But I was like, I had this feeling that I have to stay here. You know, I came to live like this adventure, and I'm not leaving until this is starting.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, it sounds like you made the right decision. So
yeah.
Thanks for your patience with us. And so everything's going really great right now. And where would you like to go with it? I mean, the sky's the limit. This is a couple months in and you're already, going so well. But is there production in train? Do you have goals to, live in other cities and DJ? Where would you like to see the APOLETT projection 5 years from now?
Yeah. Well, I'm studying music production as well right now.
Yeah.
So that would be one of the goals as well, like putting out my own music and my message.
Yeah.
And also, sharing my music all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go as far as I can.
Yes,
so,
go for it.
Yeah. I'm always like also flowing a little bit with life,
Yeah.
I'm very like clear with myself, with what I want. And I really put all my energy on it, and I think about what I want. So I don't know how, but then like life bring that to me. You know, it's like you send the message and the energy of what you would like to live, and
that's why I'm
that
opening this on-air manifestation. I like to do that with my guests. So say, what do you want? Let's tell the universe on air. So you would like to tour and produce a lot of music. How would you describe your sound when you're putting yourself forward to the point where you're comfortable in your productions to be putting them out into the world? Do you know what that sound will be like?
My own sound, well, I have so many like inspiration from different genres.
Yeah, great.
But the most I played and the most I like is house music, minimal house, some disco house as well.
Yeah.
And Detroit and Chicago style is stole my heart. So I don't know. I will say like I like the old school sound, but sexy a little bit,
Yeah. And I'm very a big fan of the name of your new party. Do you want to talk to us about the sexiness? Reminded me to ask you about that. Got the sauce, right?
Got the sauce.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So what's the concept behind Got the Sauce?
Well, as the name it says, it's all about the sauce and the arts and the talent. And I'm trying to put together that unique sound that I like, right? Like what you can hear like sometimes in my sets.
Yeah.
I'm looking for those kind of artists, and I really like to create a vibe around that. Not just like people going to party and drinking or just random dancing, I like everyone connecting between each other, and connecting with the music. I mean, the first edition that we did of this party, Got the Sauce, wow, the energy there was like amazing. Everyone was like super like high on adrenaline, like just because the energy, because it was a daytime party, open air. So, and that was beautiful. Everyone like sharing, getting to know new people, and really enjoying the music. Like when you really see like everyone around the booth like connect with every beat, that's magic for me. I love it.
Well, thank you for doing these beautiful things, creating these spaces for everyone to connect and enjoy the sauciness. But I won't keep you talking and talking and talking. I've got 1,000 more questions, but I know you're keen to share with us some of your fresh mixing.
Yeah. Sure.
And some of those eclectic but beautiful house sounds that you were just describing before. So what are you going to play for us? You want to talk about it, or you just want to play it?
Well, I have
The music
my music here, but I don't have planned exactly what I'm gonna play. I just know what I'm gonna play a special track today.
Okay.
Because I played the Monday at the Breakfast Club, and everyone was like, "Oh, this track." So I told my friends that I'm going to play that track again, and it's Milli Vanilli from Green Velvet. It's
amazing.
You'll hear it, like the synth sound that it has is wow, blow my mind. I love it.
Beautiful. All right. Well, APOLETT